Welcome. Hyeoun Ae, thank you for meeting with me and for agreeing to share your personal experiences about your involvement with nursing informatics. My name is Michelle Honey, and this interview is part of the Nursing Informatics Development, Implementation, and Evaluation over 5 decades, where we ask international experts their personal accounts and experiences. And today it's my honor and pleasure to talk to Hyeoun Ae Park from South Korea. So just to start, Hyeoun Ae, can I ask you to briefly describe the journey you have had in informatics?
Thank you, Michelle, for having me for this interview. If I may describe my journey in informatics briefly, I think I can start with my student period. So my health informatics career started as health informatics graduate student at University of Minnesota in 1984. So it's almost like 40 years ago. And as a student, I concentrated on simulation of chronic disease models and genetic disease models. That was my first career in informatics. And then I think second career I have in informatics was at Korea Health Institute of Korea Institute of Health and Social Affairs, which was affiliate of Ministry of Health in Korea. I was a fellow working on national health informatics initiatives, such as the emergency information system, health center information system, and things like that. So I was really involved in national kind of health informatics project during my fellow. It was a senior research fellow during my senior research fellow there for 5 years. And then I moved into academia. So I moved to Seoul National University School of Nursing. And there I started to teach nursing informatics within the university, but also nationwide with the help of Korean Nurses Association. So this was a really beginning of educating nurses about nursing informatics. That was in 1992. During my time at School of Nursing, Seoul National University, I introduced a graduate program in nursing informatics at the university, both master's and PhD. And I also was actively involved in introducing interdisciplinary graduate program of medical informatics at Seoul National University. So that I think that's kind of a brief description of my career path.
That's wonderful and really quite varied. And you've also covered what areas of informatics you've worked in. But can you also tell us a little bit more, because alongside your work, I know that you've been instrumental in developing nursing informatics in South Korea, and you now have a very strong nursing informatics group.
Yes. Okay. So my research theme, consistent theme of my research is use of standard terminology and vocabulary in nursing and beyond the nursing. So in health care in general. Another research topic I worked on was the use of health avatars to support self-care of the patient and the care providers. And the third theme is analytics of EHR data and social data. If I go a little bit detail in terminology and vocabulary part, I was the one first introduced standard terminology-based electronic nursing record system in Korea. That was in 2003. And because of we have that standard terminology-based electronic nursing record system, now we are able to use data from that system for our research. And for Avatar project, we kind of introduced health avatars. One kind of avatar is patient avatar, and another type of avatar is provider avatar. So for patient avatar, we would have demographic data and clinical data and things like that, and of course lifestyle data. And then for provider side, we would develop kind of agent, based on clinical practice guidelines and things like that. And then for social data analytics, because I am in terminology and ontology, we would develop ontology to use that framework to analyze the social data for sentimental analysis. For example, obesity, adolescent depression, low fertility issues, and public's emotion about cancer and things like that. So that's my kind of research topics I have worked on for the last 30 years.
It's been amazing, and it's been wonderful how you've brought along so many people with you in South Korea. How many nurses have developed, and other health professionals. Who have been the people who have inspired or mentored you during your journey?
First mentor, I would say, were my advisors from graduate school. My advisor from School of Nursing, I think I learned how to teach students, how to care students, with a warm heart. And especially I had such a hard time in the beginning of my graduate study in School of Nursing because of language issues, but she was so kind and caring, so that I could overcome that language issues and culture issues and things like that. So that's the caring part. And then another advisor from a health informatics program, I really learned how to conduct research, from writing grant proposal to writing a manuscript. So it's more like a work-related mentor. And then I think third group of mentor is my colleagues in the nursing informatics community and IMIA community. I really learned friendship and importance of networking. It's so nice to have friends globally and network with them. And if I mention one specific person, I would say Virginia Seva. We shared rooms at different conferences. And so, I learned a lot from her, not only professional aspect, but, personal aspect, how well you need to prepare for conference in terms of food and drinks and things like that. So that was something that it's really special for me to have friends like Virginia.
That's a lovely story. So what was the most, when you look back, what do you think is the most rewarding aspect of your informatics work?
I would say that, especially in informatics, you do research and then you are able to implement the outcome of your research, and you'll see, and how they are being used by nurses and doctors and things like that. That's really kind of a good rewarding aspect, and you really impacting within your country, And second rewarding aspect, I would say, because I am a professor at School of Nursing and the medical school in teaching medical informatics, it's really good feeling that you educate, train your master's student, the PhD student, and they go out and they do so well. Sometimes you feel like, oh my God, they even, doing better than I am. And it's just that feeling is so nice. And the third aspect is that the services that I do in nursing informatics community and medical informatics community, as you know, I served NI as a president and actually chair and vice chairs. And I also served IMIA as a president. So it's really a nice feeling that you are able to serve these professional organizations. And even though you're not that, qualified, but it's just so rewarding that you have that opportunity to serve international community. That's a good, rewarding kind of feeling.
You've got some lovely examples of real leadership, both within your own country and internationally, Hyeoun Ae. What about the challenges you have faced?
Coming from these Asian countries, it's really difficult being a female scientist, especially with a nursing background. And a lot of people regard that nursing as like a female-oriented career, right? So there is a lot of prejudice is being played. And that was, I think, was a challenging part, especially when I came back to Korea, late 80s, and there were not many people, women working, professionally. So it was a really difficult part. And when you go introduce yourself, and a lot of people just would look at you and say, what? You are, a PhD, someone with a PhD and working on this field. And, so that was a really difficult part. And then another challenging part was that being a mother and daughter-in-law at the same time working. So again, going back to the culture issue, there are roles that you need to be played, especially in the Asian culture, and so you need to do work, but also your family in-laws expect you to do some kind of work, at the same time. So that was really difficult. And then another challenge for me, especially coming from non-English speaking country, was language issues in the beginning, from the school and within the international professional communities. It was really difficult for me to comprehend what's going on around me because of the language. So those are, I would say, biggest challenges I have faced.
But I know that you've overcome them, because I know that Korea very successfully hosted one of the International Nursing Informatics Congresses.
Yes. I'm so glad we were able to do that.
That was a wonderful event. So what advice do you have for the next generation of informatics nurses coming through now?
In the Asian culture, there is a theory of education, and they really empathize. There's a three virtues. Okay, so the knowledge, you have to have knowledge, and you have to have a morals, like ethics, and then you have a strong physical body. So always goes knowledge first, ethics second, and body third. But I would switch that, and I would say physical strength, physical health first, then ethics, put the knowledge last. So for me, being a physical really helped going through my career path. Sometimes I need to stay up very late, and being healthy really helped. It doesn't really matter how late I stayed up. Next morning, I'll be able to go to work and do, what I'm supposed to without having any problems. So I encourage next generation, have your physical health first, and then have work ethics or ethics around your profession, and then the knowledge. And that's a basic thing. And another thing that I really would like to emphasize is that, especially in the informatics community, collaborating is really important, especially with medical doctors, computer scientists, and data analytics. And there is nothing that you could do by yourself. So have some kind of a network with your colleagues in other disciplines, nationally and globally. And another the things that you need to have is informatics is moving so fast. You need to really vigilant to understand what's going on within the informatics. And so always watch and read, and to understand what is going on within your own country and, of course, globally. And I think that's the most important thing that I would like to advise to future generation.
I think that's excellent. I like the idea that you've put knowledge later, because it seems that knowledge is not an end point. It continues.
Oh, yes, exactly.
So thank you so much for everything that you've shared today. And yes, just the wonderful things that you have done, both for Korea, for your nurses, and for the other health professionals, and what you've done for the informatics community internationally. It's wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Michelle.